What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, ever since Avengers Endgame ended, Marvel fans, fanatics, and theorists alike have spent the majority of their time doing two things. A, trying to figure out what's coming in Marvel Phase 4 and Phase 5, and B, trying to figure out how our favorite Avengers, who are all but gone, could return in these future phases. And while that looks a lot harder for Tony Stark in a new role down the road, Chris Evans has been on the tip of everyone's tongue, as there's been rumors recently of not only Captain America 4 in the works, but an Avengers 5 and possibly even a Secret Wars down the road, begging the question, will we ever see Captain America Old Man Cap again in the MCU? But now we don't have to question too much, as Chris Evans was asked this question poignantly by none other than his co-star Scarlett Johannsen, Black Widow, and he answered it about 3 times. We're going to break down exactly what he said about returning to Captain America, especially when pushed. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including copies of this Avengers Endgame Infinity Saga limited edition box set throughout the holiday season. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, moments ago in the prologue, I mentioned that the co-star Scarlett Johannsen, Black Widow, was actually the one conducting this interview for Variety.com, and on top of that, she pressed him more than 3 times about coming back to the role of Captain America. So here's exactly word for word what Chris Evans said about his possible return. Scarlett Johansson mid-interview asks him if he would ever come back. To Marvel, Evans responds, "You never say never. I love the character. I don't know." She then presses him further, and he responds by saying this: "It's not a hard no, but it's definitely not an eager yes either. There are other things that I'm working on right now. I think Cap had such a tricky act to try to stick the landing, and I think they did a really nice job letting him complete his journey. If you're going to revisit it, it can't just be a cash grab. It can't just be because the audience wants to be excited. What are we revealing? What are we adding to the story? A lot of things would have to come together." Johansson then agrees by saying Endgame was a very proper send-off for Captain America, and admits that she wasn't even there for the filming of the third part of the film and didn't know what was going to happen. This causes Evans to think some more and then say, "It'd be a shame to sour all that. I'm very protective of it. It was such a precious time, and jumping into a movie was a terrifying prospect for me. I said no a bunch of times, and there's 1,000,001 ways it could have gone wrong. It almost feels like maybe we should let this one sit," basically saying it is a miracle that we pulled this off. "I went into another superhero movie right after Human Torch bombed. This could have ended my career, even though for the majority of the genre this is what I stay in, acting. I don't want to sully this. I don't want to come back to Captain America and ruin it in any way," when basically you've had one of the biggest roles and best sends-off and didn't die at the end of one of the biggest movies of all time. I'm sure all of us can agree with that sentiment, but the real big takeaway here is in the first part of the quote where he says it's not a hard no, but it's not an eager yes either, and I think we can sort of temper our expectations of whether we'll see Chris Evans as Old Man Cap depending on the project that's in front of us, speaking mainly of the rumor that we would see an Old Man Cap cameo or 2 during the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series. That doesn't look likely, not only because of the proximity to the end of Avengers Endgame not even being a full 2 years later, but also because what he said about being busy and what he's got on his plate. I think more likely the case is that if we do ever make it to that next Avengers crossover level event like a Secret Wars, that would be the time to bring Captain America back. There would be more to add to the story, more to add to his story arc going forward. The world needs him one more time, and that's something he could get behind, and the majority of people would want to see it, not just as an easy cash grab or an excitement grab like putting him for a quick cameo in the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series or any of the Disney streaming TV series. Plus, just in case you weren't all in on those, now all of a sudden they have Old Man Cap in one of the shows. You've got to check it out. He's not going to be willing to do that, but I don't think that's going to be a problem from Marvel Studios' standpoint either. There's a sincerity and genuineness to Chris Evans, and I don't take away from any of these words or quotes that he's somehow secretly still talking to Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige about where Captain America will show up next. He wants the free time to be able to go direct, star in other things when the time is right down the road. And I've said this about Robert Downey Jr. as well. Never say never. They're just retired, like a football player who announces his retirement and then a year later is ready to come back out. You got to give it some time. Let the wounds heal if that's what they're experiencing. Let the glow wear off. Let the shine wear off. Give them time to experience other things, and then they may find, like an old relationship, it's exactly what they need. One thought I'll leave you with, even though Chris Evans is for sure returning to do the voiceover for Captain America in at least least one of the Disney Plus streaming shows for What If. That's a different kind of thing. It may require an afternoon or two, him going down to a local sound studio in LA and knocking it out, which is a real far cry from what it takes to be on set, even for a couple of cameos during any of these Marvel Studios production. Yet another reason it may be a while before we see him. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. Specifically the return of Chris Evans and or Robert Downey Jr. And because RDJ Tony Stark actually passed away and Old Man Cap is just Old Man Cap now, is there a difference in bringing them back and cheapening that? Is it less for Chris Evans because his character isn't specifically sacrificed? And would you be okay with having to wait the better part of a decade to get a live action return for Chris Evans? You guys let me know exactly what you think in the comments about all of this, and quickly let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 550,000 subscriber mark. If you missed the announcement for the 2 winners at the 500K mark, that's on our Phase 5 most recent video. I'll link it at the end of this. We're also giving away 2 Infinity Saga limited edition box sets. These things are completely sold out and going for ridiculous prices on eBay. We were able to get our hands on 2 here at the channel. If you wanted to be entered to win any of the prizes, the PlayStations, the Infinity Saga box sets, or any of the future prizes we announce here at the channel, all the same rules apply. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos that you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. My name's Michael Roman, this is Everything Always. Guys, thanks for checking out the channel and stick around, we'll be posting again real soon.